All right, today we're going to work on some clinch, off balancing or kazushi for takedowns, and some holding positions and striking while we're standing up. So if everybody could grab a partner about your own size, real quick while we're doing the demonstration, just get ready to go. All right. So Robert's going to step in, he's going to punch me, whatever. I'm going to step off to the outside. I'm going to hit him basically on the way in, so I'm going to try to block and I'm going to hit him at the same time. I'm just going to keep him from getting hit. If his hand's over the top of my shoulder, I'm just going to seize it here and I'm going to take my other hand kind of up and just slap him in the back of the head at the same time. So I'm going to step in here, take his arm, and just try to get out to the side. You see how we're both out to the side? Everybody see here? Okay, so from this position, I'm just controlling his height. So I just want people to get here. If the hand is not over the shoulder, we're just going to take the hand from here, reach on the inside, basically do the same thing. I'm going to step in behind the side, and I'm going to do the same thing, get my hand over his face just to keep his other hand from doing anything really mean to me. Okay, so one more time, he steps in to punch. I'm going to put my hand on the inside, touch his face very nicely. And I'm going to grab over the top of his arm, put my foot into the side of his leg. Now what we really want to do with these clinches is we want to disrupt their structure. So I want to, when I step in behind his leg, I'm going to bump him just a little bit, and then I'm going to get him to the side like this, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? And I'm just kind of getting off to the side. All right, practice with your partner. We're going to block to the outside, hit him in the face simultaneously if you can. If he's got really long arms like Robert, I'm probably going to have to block it and then hit him in the face afterwards. I'm going to start pulling this arm as I step in, and I hit him over the top at the same time just to drive his head down. He doesn't want me to collapse him all the way to the floor. If so, if I get here and he just really off balance, I'm just going to set in on his face just this way and take him all the way to the mat. He's probably not going to let me have that because I'll just, go ahead and go to the neck crank right here. Okay, see how flat he is and pretty simple. I'm just going to take his head and I'm just pulling this straight up and making his back arch out the opposite direction. If that's what they let you do, that's fine. You can just finish it right there. But I'm going to plan on, he's going to go from here, and he doesn't like me doing that, so he's going to start standing up. Okay? So I want to pull him behind his hips. I want to take this hand back over the top here, and I'm just going to hold on to him nice and tight, and I'm just going to pull him in tight to me. Pretty simple? Okay? So I'm just going to be here. He wants to stand back up. I say fine, and just get out to the back of him. Okay? Set him up here this way. We can, I'm not really in a lot of danger right here. Okay? I just want to be able to drive a strike in, drive in behind his legs, and take him on down. I eventually want to probably take him down this way. But right now, this is a decent place to turn him around, see what the situation is. Okay? One more time. I'm going to hit him. Boom, step to the side. Drive him down. He doesn't like that. So I'm going to bring my hands back to his face, make sure I pull my wrist all the way around to where I'm right to the back of his neck. I'm holding on to him, rotating him, and keeping him down to the side just like this. Okay, see where his knee is? I just want to make sure if he starts squaring up with me, okay, I just want to make sure he doesn't do that. I'm not doing the takedown yet.
Cooperative oogie.
All right, so is that 3 times? Awesome. Get your partner. We're doing basically the same thing. We're going to hit, we're going to step over, and we're taking this hand over at the same. We're making sure we do this more kind of as a strike as we bump in on the hips. Now from this position, he's going to try to start standing back up. That's where I come in here and I'm going to hold on nice and tight. Now we haven't really softened him. We haven't really done anything really mean to him yet. So we want to make sure that he gets distracted just slightly. So I'm going to start driving my knees into the side of this where he can't block very well on this side. And if he starts stepping his foot back out where he's square with me too much, I'm going to start bringing this up and I'm going to start stomping on the side of the knee, try to get that rotation a little bit stronger. Okay? If I'm worried about this foot, if he's stepping out with that foot too much, I'm just going to keep kicking to this side to where he has trouble blocking here, and I can stomp on either side. Okay? Pretty simple. Knees and kicks where they can't really block them. Going all the way over the thumb. Okay? When we pull this in, make sure you pinch your elbows nice and tight where you've got good contact with them all the way around. Now, once we kick him, whichever way you want him to go, if I'm wanting to rip him back down this side, I really don't want him to step underneath because this is what he wants to do, right? He wants to step where he can stay balanced. Well, if I want to take him that way, I'm going to kick his foot, kind of make him stay there, give him something to think about. Then I'm going to rip him out that direction. Okay? So, back up real quick. Same thing, if I go here and I kick him on that back leg here, and I rip him out the other direction, I get him to go this way more on his face. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Now from here, whichever way we get, we're just going to take this hand, we're not switching grips or anything, we're just going to switch to our elbow. Okay? Because I can put a lot more pressure on it now and start choking him. Okay? So I haven't really changed grips or anything, I'm just going from here. Stand up please one more time. I'm going to kick and I'm going to take him back, I'm going to kick and I'm going to take him forward. Okay, or knee. And then I'm just going to take my hand on over. While I'm doing this, you know, I can do things to make him a little more distracted, but I'm just going to lock it straight into my elbow. Okay? Pretty simple? All right. So make sure that you're, you know, not using the thumbs on this one. And then once you have the person nice and tight and you get them down to where they're broken down, thinking about hitting on their face or whatever, go all the way to your elbow. Okay? Make sure that you're not just fingertips. All right? We're going to try to get as deep as you can on that arm, still taking away every bit of that space that, you know, they need to breathe with. And work with your partner. You really got to enter the same way. I'm going to hit him, but I ended up on the inside. Okay? So the last time I went on the outside and I hit him in the face and I went around here. Basically, I'm going to brush block across and I hit him in the face here. Now I'm going to really change everything. I'm going to grab his arm and I'm just going to pull him on through. Okay? So we get to this position. He doesn't like this too much. Now see how my leg's in front? Okay? So I ended up on the wrong side of his leg, so I'm going to basically just pull my elbow, his elbow across my body to start, you know, really put pressure on his elbow from this position. Okay? And I ended up in front, so I'm going to use this angle, you know, where I'm stepping past him. I'm going to use this angle to basically do my head up thing, where I bring his neck forward, and I'm going to drive at that 45. So one more time. He punches, I'm going to hit him in the face, push his hand to see how I take my head to the outside. I want to stay away from that other hand. Okay? And all of this, and I want to kind of use this hand stuck to my side to use my whole body to rip this back. So I'm not just pulling down with my hand, I'm kind of putting it on my hip and I'm using my whole body to go in underneath and grab this arm on the back side so that I can pull this across. Okay, now as I'm pulling this shoulder down, I'm going to bring this hand over the top and drive down at that 45. Okay, just in this position, just to get his elbow across my body and pull this hand back to the right and pull his hand back to my hip. So one more time where the camera can see it. So I'm on the inside, I block, I hit him in the face, go underneath, and now I'm going to go through with this 45. Okay? Pretty simple position from here. All right? Work with your partner. Practice this part where you grab the wrist, grab the elbow, and you're just going to control that elbow. Okay? On the inside and bring it to the other side of your hip. So one more time. You're blocking, striking in the face, pushing it underneath to grab the elbow. Okay? And this whole time I'm wanting to make sure I stay away from that other hand. That's the whole reason that I go here. Okay? If he starts bringing that other hand in, I want to be pulling that other side to my body to stay away from it and bring my head to the outside of the other side. He's going to punch, hit him, try to make him think about something, get underneath. And now as soon as I pass this elbow, as soon as I get a clear shot through here, I want to step in this way to drive at that angle. Okay? Yeah. So we just get off to this side and I have his head and his arm again pretty much where I want. Okay? You're just going to try to control the height at the same time, reach up high, and you're just going to go underneath and then you're going to redo it to the other side. Okay? Everybody see how I took my hand through on this upper side and I grabbed his shoulder on the other side? Still controlling the height, still controlling the person. They try to square up with you and you're using this against the elbow and against the shoulder. Now he stands back up. I'm going to go to take my head out where it's safe. Okay? Go down to his wrist and I'm at the same position again. and then I'm going to switch back to the other side. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to step back with this leg through to the other side. Okay, he wants to square up with me. I want to go that way, so I'm going to come back out here. We're just going to practice with our partner, stepping together, step back. Okay, so we're going to control the height. He wants to stand back up. I want him down here. Okay, where I'm at the outside and I'm safe. He starts standing back up. He wants to hit me, and I come back through, and I'm going to hold him down on the other side. But just really nicely with your partner, if you're both standing up, you'll be doing it from up here and just going from side to side. Resist a little, bring the hand back. There you go. And you'll just practice going from side to side, controlling that elbow with your partner, controlling their height, keeping your head safe and staying to the outside. Because once we get an arm, however we get it, we want that arm for the rest of the fight, right? We start a lot of our forms and things like that, and the rest of the time, we've got a hold of that guy. Okay, and we want to control him the whole time. So get to the outside, drag that arm through. Your hand's going to have contact the whole time. Take it through, hand has contact the whole time. I've got constant pressure on his elbow, keeping this arm straight, and going from wrist to elbow every time, okay? Practice with your partner. All right. Yeah, keep it tight up against your body and rotate your whole body through. Rotate on your leg and use your stance and stay to the outside of that person. Do it off of they grab us or we grab them, doesn't really matter to me. I'm just reaching in deep on this arm. As soon as I pass this elbow, I want to step through this angle, okay? Now one of the ways that I can step is I can either kick on the inside of this leg or I can just drive this leg to the outside. Okay, when I step him and snap him down, and I'm going to take my same hand over the top of his neck just like this. Then I'm just going to reach in, grab this, and I'm going to hold this on the side of his neck nice and tight. Now I'm not really going to use this as a choke. I'm just going to hold on to him, and I'm just going to kind of just bump him with my hip on over that direction for a takedown. So when I bring this, I'm going to just step on this. I just kicked his leg on the inside, and I'm just going to step him on over. Okay, so we're not really going to hurt our partner for right now. we're gonna grab, we're gonna step here, we're gonna bring this knee up. However I bring it up, that's fine. If he grabs the leg, whatever, doesn't matter. If I bring this up properly and I bring my hand down, I stomp, I'm gonna be driving this and I'm gonna just be twisting my hip in a pretty sharp motion. I'm putting a lot of pressure. So when I step here, I want this to be underneath. Tuck your chin for me. So when I bring this down, I want to make sure that this side of his chin opens up. So I want to drive this down and bring his head more this way for me. Okay? Then I'm just going to reach in underneath like a stack, and then I'm going to drive my hip on over this direction. Okay? Pretty simple. Now, the way that we would control him once he hit the ground. So once I go here, I'm just going to be basically rolling in on him with my knees. But I'm not doing that to our partners right now. When we arm drag, we're going to push out to the side, drive him on over, grab his head nice and tight, and just step on him. Okay? And just keep your arms and your knees and your body driving on this direction. All right? So get the person's head and just get to where you can feel like you're taking them over. Don't actually throw them on their butt right now. Work with your partner. All right. So everybody got your partner again, kind of roughly the same direction we are. I'm going to do it kind of like this through the camera. Okay. So I'm trying to get to the outside of the person. Even if I screw up, I end up on the inside. I'm still trying to get to the outside. That's what the arm drags are for. I don't want to stand in front of all this guy's weapons. Okay. If I have to, okay, I get out here, he changes levels, I'm not able to use my chest anymore. He squares up with me. I'm going to put my hand, I'm going to put a collar tie on the side of his head. Okay, everybody see this? The big thing you want to do is use this part of his head as a fulcrum. Okay, now you see how his head's still, he's got his structure and everything. I want to damage this structure. I want to take away his body positioning and I want to drive his butt out that way. So I'm using my elbow and this collar tie to do that. So if I'm trying to do my arm drag and he changes levels and you see how he's turned to me, he's squared up, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to put a collar tie on him and I'm going to step out to the outside. The reason I'm doing this is to keep him busy. He's wanting to square up with me. I'm not wanting him to do that. Okay? So I'm going to get here, and I'm just going to take this little section, and we're just going to step behind, and we're going to go all the way to here. And you see how I've still got this on his arm? So I'm just here and here, okay, in this type of a position. Now, the nice thing about this is once I turn him like this, I'm going to drive my arm across to raise his elbow. Now I've got his body more open, okay? So I can drive this leg back and kind of snap his head down at the same time. And then drive these knees into the side of his body, okay? So I'm here, coming in for the arm drag. He changes levels and starts coming back to the front, okay? I'm going to try to step out to the side a little more, but I want to see that bottom arm, do this arm down here. I want to push this arm across at the same time, okay, and try to bring it over here where I can spread that up and step back with this knee at the same time, okay? So I want to step back with the knee that's the closest to the body so that I can start driving this into the hip, okay? The idea of that is I want him to keep that, you know, where he's pulling his head up and he's not thinking so much about getting back around me. And I'm going to switch my hand to the other side. Is everybody with me so far? Got your partner? So let's do it together. Ready? All right. You start to arm drag, they start changing levels. Good. I'm going to put a collar tie on him, and I'm going to bump him with my elbow, okay? And we're going to do this nice kung fu move where I keep pressure on him and go around to the other side. Okay? Pretty simple. Here. Okay? So I snap him down, he starts to stand back up. I'm going to switch through to the other side. I didn't do that yet. Okay? So I pull him down, he starts standing back up, switch around to the other side, and then you go grab your own forearm.
Nice.
Okay? One more time. I'm trying to pass the arm. Everybody with me? Pull him down, he gets away. So I'm going to put a collar tie on him. Okay, I'm going to try to snap his head down. And then when he starts standing back up, I'm going to switch my hand around to the other side. Take the hand that's underhooking him, this hand right here, and grab my own forearm. Now let him stand back up. Make sure you stay high on the head. Get good leverage on the back of his head. Okay? That's where we start stepping back with this leg. We can start driving the knee in. Okay? Grab your partner. This can mean not just I'm standing here doing my techniques. A lot of times when the feet are together, you're actually stepping back with one and stepping forward with the other. That's what this signifies a lot of times. The angles of your katas, a lot of the ways that we get the elbow through, and we start taking the angle, that's what a lot of the movements on the taking a person one way and then redirecting back through. So look at the katas, look at the techniques. They're not just a static thing, they're not just one thing. They're body mechanics, they're ways to use for just about anything that can happen in a fight. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator.